Hi, good afternoon, folks. In this video, we're going to take a look at all the places I'd like to see Jack go or not go this off season. Coming up. All right, I got to get on these videos because I got to get out of here. I've got the hospital today. I'm going to be busy, and I'll try to get back here tonight at a good hour. I'm just in there for to do tests and stuff. Shout out goes to Victor Swiakowski. I believe that's it, Swiakowski. I'm believing the T is just silent, so I'm leaving it silent. Okay, here's the thing. Victor asked me to do a video on places that, you know, that we'd like to see Jack and maybe not like to see Jack land up. I put the entire league here, and I've made one rule in this whole thing. I've got to leave at least one team from each division, even including our own, just for fun, because I doubt we'll trade him inside the Atlantic. Just for fun in that division. And actually, before I forget, let me mark this here just in case there's a little confusion. All right. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start with the Atlantic Division and work our way across the board to the other divisions. And I'm using my other freaking microphone because the other thing is like, it needs to be charged. Okay, so the Atlantic Division. So I got to keep one team at the Atlantic. So right from the start, Boston's out of there. Sabres, of course, cannot be in this. Montreal's gone. Ottawa have enough prospects. The Champs are fine. They don't need Jack and get more stacked. And of course, we'd never send them to Toronto, even if hell froze over. So it comes down for me to Florida and Detroit, and I'm going to go with Florida is the team I'd send him to. And people might look at me and say, are you crazy? Florida is a decent team. I'd rather like see them succeed again before Detroit's had glory years. I'm just thinking that way too, you know. Florida hasn't done nothing, folks, in a quarter century. So I don't think we have to panic. But I would like to see if there is going to be any success within our division, that would be the team I'd like to see it happen for myself. But again, we're not trading him in a division. Let's be honest here. Okay, so the Metropolitan Division. Carolina stacked, so let's take them off the board. Philadelphia, no. Pittsburgh, my God, no chance. And Washington has a cup, they're good. Now we're down to the Rangers, Islanders, the Devils, nah, not really. There's nothing there that we can do. And I'm taking the Rangers off the board because the truth is, folks, if we make a deal with the Rangers, they're going to try and rip us off and not give us basically their best prospect and still think they're going to get Jack back. It's not happening. So let's forget the Rangers, get them off the board. I think the Rangers, this will come back to haunt them eventually. So we're down to the Islanders and Blue Jackets. And the Blue Jackets probably, you know, they got some players that we could use, no doubt, like Korpisalo, Lanny. I'm just saying. I'd like to keep the Islanders there because if I had my choice which team got it, it would be the Islanders. So the Rangers fans would, for the next 10 years, hate the Sabres because Jack Eichel went to Long Island. I'm just saying. I think that would be hilarious if it did happen. All right, so these are the two I'm going to keep from here. The Central. Now, yeah, the reason I put the asterisk is because Arizona's now in the, last I checked, okay? Arizona's being transferred to the Central Division because Seattle's coming over to the Pacific. So, just saying. If you see that there, that's where it's supposed to be, according to the last time I checked all this stuff, which was about a week ago. Okay, so Chicago, no. They have cups. We don't want to send, and the truth is, folks, I'm not interested in sending Eichel for Kirby Dach, you know? I know the kid's good and everything, but come on. Colorado, zero chance we send them there. And just help stack them even more. No, they're fine. They're good. St. Louis is good. They got a cup. They're good. I don't think there's anything they can really send us back, to be honest. I'm looking at that too. I'm looking at both, you know, like no to Dallas. And no to Winnipeg, really. There's nothing really in Winnipeg that is enticing. So this brings it down to, I got 3 teams here I kind of like. I could live with if we trade to these 3 teams. But again, it's, nah, we'll take Nashville off the board. All right, we'll leave Arizona and Mini up there. Yeah. Anaheim, they're gone. Sorry, Anaheim, you're overrating Zegras. You are. I mean, this is Jack Eichel we're talking about. We're not trying to send you Sam Reinhart for this guy. This is Jack Eichel. There's a big difference. Big difference. And, you know, like, if you look at Jack Eichel's last year at Boston University and check Zegras, there's not even a comparison. I don't get why, with all the love in Anaheim. But I think what happens is a lot of folks, you know, with their hockey team just read what, you know, the news columns say, and then they believe it. And it's just, you know, he's not he doesn't show like he's going to be a franchise player. He just doesn't. You know, Jack is. Calgary, they're not even willing to give up Kachuk for Eichel. So let's get Calgary out of there. I don't know what, you know. Edmonton, yes. They stay. Edmonton stay. Because Edmonton would be smart enough to try to make a deal. They would be. You know? LA would be. I don't care if LA says they're out. It's not true. I don't buy it. Vegas, forget it. They're stacked enough as it is. They're going to be around for a few years. They're good. Vancouver, just nothing really, you know. I'm going to put Seattle in there. We're going to keep the wild card thing going with Seattle. No to Vancouver. There's nothing really there that I want for Eichel. Some of these teams have some pieces that could potentially make a deal. You know? The truth is LA has by far the best when it comes just to prospects. But look, they got some studs on Florida, you know. They got some on they got some pretty good players over there also on the Blue Jackets. Minnesota do also, you know, this is what I'm looking at also. Okay, so that's where that is. Now, I'm going to put these in order. Who I think the favorites are. We got 7, eh? Bottom feeder will be Edmonton, because Edmonton's prospect pool is not too high. And the truth is, Edmonton would have to have a guy named Draisaitl be probably part of a deal. Just saying. And I don't think that'll happen. Next. Most likely Arizona. Yeah, I got Arizona next. And then I got, let's get these down here. I got Arizona next. Then I would be more, there's more players I'd rather have on Florida. So I'm going to put Florida. Yeah, Florida's next. The Blue Jackets right under them. Then Seattle as a wild card. I'll explain that in a sec. And Minnesota and LA. So right off the board, I would say these 4 are gone. Because that's if LA start getting aggressive, none of these other teams. The truth is, I believe, guys, if LA gets aggressive with us and lets their guard down and says, okay, what do you want for this guy? You know, and not pretend that they don't want him. Or try the excuse, the injury excuse. I mean, teams are going to try that too, you know. Sorry, I don't buy it. So, yeah, you can mark what you want. I just don't buy it, no. He has an injury, okay. Players get injured. Players get well, too, from injuries. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Are you going to say that we're sending damaged goods over there? Give me a break. You know, how many injuries did, you know, we've seen certain players have in their career and then they just stopped having injuries the rest of their career. We've seen it. All right, so these are the 3 teams left. The reason I got Seattle there is because if there's any chance Seattle can take Skinner off our hands with a Jack move, okay, we have to look at that. We do. We have to keep that as an option. And then it comes down to Minnie and LA. And I think LA would be the aggressor here. But the thing is, Minnesota is a fan base that are, it's a smart, you know what, I could see this organization going up against like the likes of the Rangers and Anaheim, and Minnesota just step right in and said, we'll take them. I could see Minnesota doing that. Minnesota folks are a smart organization, you know. They have proven the last few years that they knew what they were doing with all those crazy moves they made. We've seen the results now. So I would say Minnesota, and their fan base, let's face it, are very knowledgeable too. This is a knowledgeable fan base. So they would probably take somebody like one of their studs and trade him and get Eichel on a team. I'm positive a franchise like this would. So we want to deal with the real franchises, the serious ones in this, the ones that are not scared and willing to like look at this long and say, okay, we got a guy here that can get 50 goals. Healthy, right? So these are the 2, I would say. I think Minnesota and LA. And yes, I heard that LA said they're not in it no more. And please, that's smoke and mirrors, okay? But these are the 2. Yeah, these are the 2. If I was to put my money on one, it would be LA. Because LA can be aggressive and basically beat up all these teams with their prospect pool. They could. Like if LA steps in and the talks really heat up and Anaheim, okay, says, all right, we'll throw in Zegras. It might be too late by then anyway. LA just has to step in and say, no, we'll give you this. I mean, LA has that kind of prospect pool. They do. So, okay, so that's it. My pick, of course, is still LA, but I like Minnesota, a very close second. Seattle as a wild card. Just as a wild card, and these are the 4 other ones. I really can't see Jack going anywhere there, and I'm probably wrong. Okay, that's it, folks. I'm getting on the next video. I've got to get out of here. I've got to get to the hospital, and I'll see you folks tonight. I'm going to get that video out too, though. Have a good one.